Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the oldest, most profound collections of texts in all of human history, the Vedas. We're going to break down what they are, how they're built, and why they're seen as a library of knowledge that was literally heard from the universe.
So what makes this knowledge so incredibly special? Well, the first clue is right there in the name itself.
You know, the word Veda, it's Sanskrit for knowledge. But, and this is a huge but, we're not talking about just any old information. We're talking about ultimate, foundational wisdom. So right off the bat, this isn't just the title of a book. It's a massive claim about the nature of the content itself. And this brings us to this incredible concept, Shruti. It means that which was heard. Now get this. According to tradition, the Vedas weren't written or composed by any person. No way. The idea is that this knowledge was directly perceived or heard by ancient sages called rishis while they were in a state of profound meditation. This is absolutely key. It means they're not seen as human creations, but as divine revelations. Now, just to give you some perspective, historians date the composition of the Vedas to somewhere between 1500 and 500 BCE. I mean, that makes them some of the most ancient texts on the entire planet. But it's really important to know that the traditional view is different. It holds that the Vedas are actually eternal, completely timeless, and they're just revealed to humanity at the beginning of each cosmic age. Okay, so if you've got this massive, divinely inspired library, how do you even begin to organize it? Well, the whole collection is broken down into 4 great wings, or 4 main collections. Yep. Just 4 main texts. Each one is distinct, for sure, but they're all interconnected. And together, they form the complete Veda. These 4 basically cover the whole spectrum of spiritual life. You start with the Rigveda, which is the foundation, all the hymns and praise. Then you've got the Yajurveda, which is the how-to manual for all the rituals. The Samaveda takes it a step further and sets everything to music to, really amplify its power. And finally, there's the Atharvaveda, which brings all that spiritual knowledge right into your home with spells and wisdom for everyday life. All right, so let's zoom in a little bit. What's actually inside each of these 4 great books? Let's take a quick tour. First up, we have the Rigveda. This is the oldest, the real cornerstone of them all. It's a huge collection, over 1,000 hymns. They're called suktas, all dedicated to various gods and goddesses. The whole point was to maintain cosmic balance, or Rita, and to ask for blessings, for health, wealth, and prosperity from deities like Agni, the god of fire, and Indra, the god of war. Next up is the Yajurveda, which is basically the how-to guide for worship. And what's really cool is it comes in 2 distinct versions. Think of it this way. The Shukla, or white Yajurveda, gives you just the pure, unadorned sacred formulas. That's it. But the Krishna, or black Yajurveda, gives you those same formulas plus detailed explanations and commentary woven right into the text. Then there's the Samaveda, and this one is all about melody. It essentially takes the powerful hymns from the Rigveda and sets them to music, creating these specific, powerful chants for rituals. The belief here is that the sound, the melody, isn't just decorative. It's actually a kind of technology to amplify the spiritual power of the words themselves, making the whole ritual that much more effective. And finally, we have the Atharvaveda, which is a bit of an outlier compared to the other 3. While the others are really focused on these big, high-level rituals, the Atharvaveda is way more practical. It's a collection of spells, charms, and prayers for the stuff you deal with every day, like healing from an illness, protecting your home, or making sure you live a good long life. It's kind of like the people's Veda. Okay, now here is where it gets really elegant. It turns out that each one of those 4 Vedas we just talked about, they all follow the exact same internal structure. And this 4-part blueprint, well, it's the master key to understanding all of them. And this structure is just beautiful because it lays out a whole spiritual path. You start with the Samhitas, that's the core hymns themselves, but then how do you use them? Well, that's where the Brahmanas come in. They're the instruction manuals. For those who want to go deeper, you have the Aranyakas, or forest texts, which are all about meditative interpretations. And the journey culminates in the Upanishads. This is pure philosophy, dialogues that dig deep into the nature of reality itself. It's a clear progression from outer ritual all the way to inner truth. So you have to wonder, after all these thousands of years, why do the Vedas still have such an incredibly strong grip?
Why are they still so foundational?
Well, it's because within the tradition, they're not just seen as historical documents, they're seen as eternal truths. They're believed to be aparushaya, meaning not of human origin. And they're considered the ultimate source of Dharma. That's the cosmic law that governs everything: ethics, duty, life itself. So you see, they really are the spiritual and philosophical bedrock for hundreds of millions of people today.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. What does it really mean for an entire culture to be founded not on a history book full of dates and events, but on a library of revealed sound, on knowledge that's believed to be heard directly from the fabric of reality itself? That's the Vedas explained.